Hi, Todd. Thank you. Let's begin here. In-person absentee voting underway now for the June 9th primaries. You can go to your city or town hall to vote early until the end of business day on the 4th of June. That is also the deadline to request an absentee ballot. If you do need to register to vote, you have 1 week to do so by mail or online. The deadline for that is May 19th, but you can also register in person, and that can happen up to and on Election Day.
Today, Maine's Superior Court is set to hear arguments on why a referendum question regarding transgender rights should not appear on the state ballot this fall. The Secretary of State's office says a petition from the group Protect Girls Sports in Maine has the necessary number of signatures to get the question in front of voters in November. But several people are challenging the validity of some of those signatures. Today's hearing is scheduled to start at 10 a.m. It will also be live streamed on the Secretary of State's YouTube channel.
Democratic U.S. Senate candidate Graham Plattner cast his ballot for the primaries early yesterday morning. Plattner and his wife voting at the town office in Sullivan before speaking to supporters in Ellsworth. That appearance marked Plattner's first public event since unveiling his Take Back American Power initiative last week. The plan includes calls for eliminating the federal gas and diesel tax and freezing electricity rate increases for 4 years. Plattner says that proposal would lower costs for working families and also support job growth.
Hard work is not enough anymore, and Mainers are working harder than ever, having to choose between gas and groceries. The solutions are straightforward. They simply require the political will to make happen. To end big oil's stranglehold on our energy policy, to slash prices for consumers, and to build the energy of the future.
Plattner says lowering everyday costs for Mainers will remain a central focus of his campaign. Meanwhile, incumbent Republican Senator Susan Collins says she has fought to help Mainers with high energy costs, including bringing significant federal funding to the state of Maine for home heating aid.
Vice President J.D. Vance is making a trip to Maine this week. According to the Maine Republican Party, he is attending an event at the Bangor International Airport on Thursday. Organizers say doors open at 9:30 in the morning. Vance is expected to speak around 12:30. A source familiar with the event told NBC News he will focus on the Trump administration's anti-fraud efforts. Maine's second largest school district is holding its school budget vote today.
Yeah, residents of Lewiston will decide whether or not they'd like to adopt a nearly $130 million budget. It does include more than 24 job cuts. Our Katie Delaney live in Lewiston this morning to break down what voters should know as they head into the day. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning. Voters will have the chance to have their voices heard here at the Longley School this morning. Polls are opening in just under an hour and will be open until 8 o'clock tonight. Now, the proposed school budget, locally funded portion of it, is 8% higher than the current budget. That will add up to $2.5 million that taxpayers would have to cover. Superintendent Jake Langless says several factors are contributing to the budget increase. He says heating, transportation, power, and health insurance costs have all gone up, so have staff salaries. Lewiston Public Schools is also increasing funding for special education. But the proposed budget makes cuts too, including eliminating 26 jobs. Those include social and emotional learning teachers, technology coaches, administrative roles, and more. Most of those positions are filled right now. Langless says it was a hard decision to make.
These are all good people that are doing really good work for us and for our kids. But we knew that there's a limitation on the resources you can gather locally, and we've had support through subsidy, but we just couldn't ask our local taxpayers for too much.
While we do know what is included in the school budget and how much it is going up by, we still don't know what the exact impact on taxpayers will be. Langless says the city is still figuring out what its mill rate will be for the next fiscal year. I'll tell you why that's happening in our next half hour. Live in Lewiston, Katie Delaney, News Center, Maine.
Hi, Katie. Thank you. The annual Click It or Ticket campaign is underway. It's a yearly effort from the Maine Bureau of Highway Safety and the U.S. Department of Transportation. The goal here is to ensure that drivers and passengers always put their seatbelts on before heading to their destinations. From now until the end of the month, law enforcement will be watching the roads for anybody who's unbuckled, and they'll be issuing citations. From 2023 to 2025, the Bureau of Highway Safety says unbuckled passengers and drivers made up about 46% of all traffic fatalities.
The City of South Portland is planning a public workshop on cameras that read license plates. The city currently operates 7 of those cameras under a contract with Flock Safety. It ends in June of next year. City leaders say the city manager has withdrawn a funding request for an additional camera and a contract renewal. Excuse me. Mayor Elise Tipton says many community members have told city councilors that they do not want the city to continue using those cameras. However, she says police find them useful to solve crimes. Mayor Tipton says councilors and members of the public need time to learn more about the cameras. The workshop has not yet been scheduled.
Multiple nonprofits focused on conservation are joining a lawsuit aimed at protecting the endangered right whale. 4 organizations, including the Center for Biological Diversity, filed a motion to intervene yesterday. The groups want to defend seasonal speed limit rules. They say keeping sensible speed limits will help prevent vessels from running over right whale calves. Researchers say that vessel strikes are one of the biggest threats to the species. They estimate that there are maybe about 380 whales still around.